There we go. So last we left off, you guys fucked around the capital some more. Visited a museum. A couple of you got your ass kicked by a tiny goblin. Another one of you, and I mean, she seemed cool about it. At least she said that like she's interested in adventurers and likes to hear their stories. Invited you to her house with her wife sometime. Do what you will with that information. Beyond that, you guys started to try to make some plans about where you wanted to go next. Some of you Hawk actually mentioned the possibility of an airship, but then decided maybe it would be best to just go to Owls. We could.
We're so poor.
You could go down to Opius to try to talk to Varhasa, and you could just try to go straight to the mountains based off of the mystical visions you all received. Either way, you decided that it would be a good idea to have a quick pit stop at the Ook's store, run by an old tiefling woman, where you picked up a few odds and ends. Some of you getting a little off track, others getting some books for Sniv for identifying plants. One of you finally realizing what a beholder is. You guys made your way back to the tavern where everyone else is, and that's where we're picking up. So what are you guys doing?
Well, I just had my face pushed in, so I'm thinking alcohol.
All right.
Levy's going to bestow the books upon Sniv.
Sniv just takes the books and sits down by the on the floor and just starts to look through the books. Every now and then you notice he seems to find a page that he doesn't like, tears it out, puts it in his mouth, and then keeps reading.
Man, wish I had that kind of gumption.
I just came back, just double check. So this is Sniv in the inn eating pages out of the books that we just got him?
He's eating the pages he doesn't like or disagrees with.
And which book is he using?
Let me just double check. It's one of the ones on plants that he's looking at.
Fuck.
But he's reading the rest of it, and actually most of the book is intact.
He can read.
Well, yeah, but he's tearing out pages of it.
He's eating some of the pages.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's eating some of the fucking pages. And people are just letting it happen?
That's his book now.
Lish is not paying attention to anything that Sniv is doing.
Levy's just glad she got Sniv back in one piece and nobody got caught doing anything and that Sniv agreed to read the book at all. Picking her battles over here.
It's not the gathering.
I can't find the name of the book. I believe it was like Native Plants of Navelli or something to that effect. He's looking at that that one instead of Dead Dragon, a guide to harvesting alchemical ingredients. He's gonna get to that one later.
Tobias wants to look at the Dead Dragon one.
Okay. You look at the Dead Dragon book. It doesn't just talk about harvesting alchemical ingredients from dragons. It talks about harvesting various alchemical ingredients from various creatures and some plants. Tells you of like cut around with a venom sac, don't puncture it, like because that would ruin it. Instructions
and that was
that nature.
That book was given to Sniv. Or hasn't been given to him yet.
I mean, the book's sitting on the ground next to him. He doesn't really give a shit about it right now. It is not directly in front of his face.
Cool. So could Tobias just say, Sniv, do you mind if I borrow this? And he'll pick up the book.
Give it back when you're done.
I will.
And stuffs another page into his mouth and like keeps reading. It's at this point I would like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw as the alehouse drake once again releases its intoxicating fumes into the space.
Well, I think that's about right. I got a 5.
Okay. So you are drunk. You're essentially stunned for 1d6 rounds.
Got
15 over here.
6.
Yep. You're stunned.
5.
Yeah, anyone basically who got below a 14, you are drunk and stunned. So is Sniv.
Tobias got a 16.
Okay. Tobias, you were not
Nice.
drunk.
I got a 19.
Nor are
Felix
you,
did.
Lish.
Felix, did you pass that familiar book over to Hawk by now, or no?
Oh, yeah, she got it
Okay,
in and
cool.
distributed books.
Sweet. I'll add that to his inventory. Because I would say that at this point he's trying to reorganize his bag so that he's not like putting the books directly next to like the brass brazier, for example, or like just any of his other stuff. Trying to make sure they don't get damaged if he's moving around. Put him in a safe spot. So like when the gas gets over, he's just like, seriously. Come on.
Sniv, at this point, being drunk, folds one of the pages and puts the book down, and then, like, kind of just falls over on top of it and falls asleep.
Oh.
Baby boy rolled a natural 3. So is everyone just in the tavern reading?
I mean, when Sniff passes out, Levy will go like, oh dear, but she's drunk as fuck. She can't really do anything. I think she tries to stand up, goes, oh no, and then sits back down.
I think to bias my time, like, because if everyone's drunk and tired and stuff, he might start coaxing people up to the rooms because it's evening time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like early evening.
I almost say it might be better to just like coax people up to turn in early for the night if they're drunk and feeling tired. Since we'll have an early day tomorrow.
When Toby approaches Valk kind of just turns in her stool and goes, "Why the fuck are you so tall?"
I asked myself the same question.
Okay, at which point she kind of just flops out of the chair onto his shoulder and allows herself to be guided. You did good today.
I hear you did quite good yourself as well.
You should have been there. I got my ass handed to me gloriously.
It was so cool.
Who knew
Maybe
a
next
goblin
time.
can hit that hard?
Perhaps you found yourself a rival then.
At which point you could hear the gears turning in her head and she goes, "Nah," and just laughs.
About this, I'm glad that you had some fun.
You, sir, need more fun in your lives.
I think perhaps I might have had too much. I think I need to be more serious about some things from now on.
I've tried the serious thing. It sucks.
Maybe so, but I think it's what needs to be done.
I'll win later. At which point she just kind of thumps into the bed and like immediately starts snoring loudly.
Good night, Bob. And Tobias makes sure she's comfortable. She's not gonna like get a sore limb in the morning, and then dip out and help whoever else to their rooms and stuff.
Is there like dancing in the tavern, or is everyone just like kind of fall down drunk at the tavern?
A few people are doing some drunken dances near where a halfling is not very well playing a lute. It's clear that he too is intoxicated.
Demir is absolutely drunk dancing too.
Okay, just
she has a level of exhaustion. She's at 1 hit point and she does not have the constitution to be doing this, but she's doing it.
all right. It's good vibes.
Demir's moshing and somebody smacks her in the face and she just falls over fucking dead.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Roll a deck saving throw.
Oh, hey, that's a 21. I avoid the elbow to the
You
face.
managed to avoid falling flat on your face.
So who else needs assistance to their rooms or whatever? Or is it safe to assume Tobias, Scott, Levy, Sniv, whoever else needed to back already?
When Tobias so for Aaron, because Aaron's just slumped over his fucking table and just goes, I could have gotten a dog.
Think of it this way, it's something to look forward to in the future.
Aaron's eyes just go wide.
Once the house is all good, once things have calmed down and the world isn't doing as it is, once we have money to afford it, I wouldn't be opposed to a dog.
Oh yeah, that sounds lovely.
In the
Thanks,
meantime, maybe you
babe.
can think of names for it. And then he'll start guiding Aaron up to his room.
Yeah, I don't resist.
All right. So
I did want to say when Levy goes to get dragged, her sorry drunk ass dragged off to bed, she's like a little resistant and seems to be in her own head about something, but eventually goes because she's not really in a state to be just, like actually putting up a fuss about it.
all right. So Lish,
Demir is. Oh,
you are not drunk. You are just hanging out at the table, and then Demir kind of like sways upstanding and just like goes over and starts joining these strangers and in drunken dancing. You see your wife dabbing over there.
Mood. He's probably grabbed one of the romance novels that Levy had and has just been like not quite reading it, but like flicking through it.
Okay. Which one do you grab?
Fucking, I don't know, Tusk Love, I guess.
All right.
Classic, a literary iconic classic.
Mhm.
I think Demir had Tusk Love actually.
Yes.
Which has definitely read this one before.
Loving that the women have similar smut tastes. And we don't know Volk's taste though.
You could ask.
I mean-
Yes. She has a substantial collection,
I love her so much.
but it's back at the house.
She brought me with her. I love her so much.
Left it with the children.
Fuck.
She kinda hid it
It's in her room.
at the bottom of the trunk.
I mean, Lish is watching, making sure she's not getting decked in the face and passing out. Not that he's aware that she's exhausted yet.
Tobias will guide Demir up last. Like, he'll let her have some fun dancing and stuff, and then eventually, once everyone else has been sent up to bed and things, he'll come to Demir and say, have you been enjoying yourself so far?
Tobias's inn is so good. You get drunk without buying anything. And I'm going to put my arms around his shoulder and just like, this is the best inn ever.
He kind of chuckles a little at that, even though he like stiffens slightly when she puts her arms around him, but he uses it as a chance to have an arm around her waist to steady her, and then just like casually be guiding her up to bed to sleep.
No,
So
no,
she
no,
can
no,
go
no,
sleep.
no, 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 la. And Zamira like kind of very drunkenly tries to like push herself off of him, like, no, no, no. We have to go to the temple for this.
I will go with Lish to the temple while you get some rest. You had a very rough morning, and you are drunker than a fucking skunk woman.
I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Demir, you're a worse liar right now than me.
It's fine. It's when I get outside the temple, when I get outside, the air will be not drunk and it'll be fine. I'm fine.
How about you sit on the bed and come talk to me about it when you can form a coherent sentence?
I am perfectly coherent, Tobias.
Here, look, Levy. And like Levy's sleeping on the bed, and Tobias will just like set Demir down next to her, and he's like, she's lonely.
I see
in
what
the
you're
club.
doing. I see what you're doing.
I'm just trying to make sure you're all taken care of.
Levy is octopus limbing Demir, just like.
There you go. See, it would be horribly cruel to rob her of this.
This isn't working. She says as she is wrapping her arms around Levy.
And Tobias is like, mm-hmm. Good night, Demir. And then just like closes, locks,
Levy is
locks her so
piling.
no one will break in at night or whatever and stuff. So, I don't know. Says goodnight, leaves him in the room, and then returns downstairs.
Toby gets one of these from Levy, and she's like just been piling fucking blankets over them. Cozy time. Bye, Toby. Cozy time.
Yeah, she's getting up in cozy time too.
Excellent. So that's everyone. What is Hawk doing? Did Hawk get drunk as well? Hawk, are you even here? Hey!
Maybe he just crashed out. He's
Hawk is getting coffee apparently.
Ah!
I think Hawk got drunk too.
Who else to put in the bed too?
The robot can get drunk.
that would be
I
quite
love it.
Robot drunk.
He's like
Who's to say?
Bender.
This is not here. Yeah. Hawk
Also,
is
if
face
he-
down on the table.
Sure, yeah, Tobias will. Because I know he was organizing his inventory and stuff, so Tobias will make sure he has all his things and then send him up to bed as well.
Okay.
We can even just leave it open-ended where if he's drunk, Tobias will gather up his things and send him up to bed. If he's not drunk, then Tobias will be like, head up to bed when you're done organizing or whatever the fuck. Are we going to list with the temple business? I don't know.
All right. So what are y'all doing?
What time did Lish want to go to the temple?
We gotta go after sunset. I don't know what time it is now.
It's early evening, like 6 o'clock.
How long did it take Tobias to get everyone to go to fucking bed?
I mean, I was saying it's 6 o'clock after you got everyone up.
Okay. I just know it was early evening when he started, so I guess
it was. Yeah. It took about a half an hour to get everyone up.
And then sunset is around 7:38.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a couple hours to burn. Just as a out of character, did Demir and Lish tell the rest of the party about the mirror in the museum?
Lish probably would have, yeah, because he's going to not only to the Temple of Saloon, but also to the Temple of Miss Magic. I forget the name of
Mistra.
Mistra.
Mistra, yeah, the goddess of magic.
And he would have said people are welcome to come before everybody got drunk, though. So.
Okay. Then I guess either him and Tobias can either just hang out in the inn for a couple hours, or they can just head to the temple and hang out in that area for a couple hours. Till
Probably
sunset.
Split the difference and spend a little bit more time at the inn and then head out early.
Yeah, either or. Might want to move away from the Drake though, so it doesn't make us fucking drunk.
Yeah. That's actually a fair point. They probably should just head out early to avoid getting fucking
That's
drunk
why
on
I was
accident.
suggesting it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
It's better to avoid that entirely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Lish will put his book away and kind of gesture. Did we find a location for the Mysteria Temple?
Nope.
Okay. Lish is gonna go quickly talk to the bartender and see if he can't get a location.
Okay. So the barkeep is an elf man named Tyrael Leogela. And he is actually in the process of taking a potion to remove his own drunkenness. As you approach.
In it for the long night.
It is tricky to work here sometimes. But what can I help you with?
I am visiting into the city as a tourist and am curious about the various temples that are here in the city. Do you know if there is a temple to Mysteria in the city and where that might be?
He kind of frowns and like scratches his head and says, no, I do not think we have a temple to Mistra here.
You wouldn't happen to know if there are any smaller shrines, or perhaps there's something in a nearby city.
And he seems like genuinely confused. Like he feels like he should know of one, but he can't think of it, and it has nothing to do with his drunkenness. Like you can just read it very easily on his face as he's thinking.
This is kind of like seeing that deja vu cross people's faces when we come across them.
Yes. I do not know of any nearby, unfortunately. But we do have several temples in town. We have a temple of Joaquin, which is probably the closest if you are looking for healing for your friend over there. Kind of gestures towards Demir. He got a natural 20.
Lish
Otherwise,
looks confused at that.
Otherwise, there is a temple to Saloon, and that is over in the Eurodite sector.
Oh yes.
There
yes,
is
the
temple to Melil. There's also the Daughter of Suna Memorial Trail if you are more looking for communion with the goddess of beauty. But unfortunately, I do not recall any temples to who are you saying again?
Mistra.
Mitra. Yes, I do not recall temples for her.
You know of her though.
What, now that you mention her, yes.
Interesting.
She's like what, magic?
Magic, yes.
I unfortunately do not know too much about her. Not really my area.
Curious. Is there maps of the city around here? You wouldn't happen to have something like that.
Let me see what I can pull out. And he kind of heads to the side of the bar, moves over, and pulls out essentially like what you'd expect a very touristy map to look like.
One of those ones that has all of the like sights to see.
Yeah, pretty much. It suggests like the Daughter of Saloon Memorial Trail, visit the arena, like stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, Lish will look at that and see if there are all the temples in like one place, right? More or less.
The Temple of Melil and Temple of Soon are over in the Eurodite district, but the Temple of Joaquin is in the district that you're in currently.
Okay, well, Lish is gonna just kind of pore over this map really quick and just see if a Mistra temple is listed.
All right. Roll an investigation check.
This is not very good. Let's see. Investigation. Oh, nice. 18 on the die, 19 total.
There is not one.
There's not like any suspicious gaps as to.
Nope.
He just kind of puzzles over that for a little bit. 'Cause this is a pretty big city. Like, if there was gonna be a temple to her, this would be a good place for one. Oh, I know
I'm
what's
gonna look over the map as well, because he's got decent. Wait, let me. What does? Yeah, he's got decent investigation.
I mean,
He's
if you want
proficient in
to,
that.
like, you could get a nat 20, which would be nice. But on a
Yeah.
19.
Oh, I see how. Okay. I was reading some of his stuff recently. Investigation check. That's a 19.
For looking for on the map.
Yeah.
Looking on the map, seeing if, because Lish confirmed that there's not a temple of Nistra there. Basically doing that second part where it's looking to see if there's any odd gaps and stuff, or if it looks kind of looking for any spots where there might have been a temple there or could have been a temple there, similar to the one building that was either in, was it Royus or Opius, where it was the gigantic pink energy cat that
Opius.
Opius. Okay. Where if there's a visual change or difference.
There doesn't seem to be one.
Okay. Tobias will ask the barkeep if there's been any buildings that have been demolished or torn down recently.
Oh, well, there are the usual ones that are, there are the usual collapses around kabooms and corpses, but beyond that, not too much, not within the city itself.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, Lish is gonna tuck the map into his pocket and give Toby a look and head out the door to head towards Saloon. Because he at least knows where that one is.
All right. And it does actually take an hour or so to walk to the Temple of Saloon within the Eurodite sector. And Tobias, for your sake, the temple itself is open air and it looks like a hollowed out cathedral. It's built of iridescent gray marble. And when you enter, the floor is sloped toward a pool of water with a stone in the center. At this point in the evening, there are several people who are here. There are a couple of people who are kneeling on the edge of the pool of water. There's one person who reaches down into the water and cups some with their hands and just kind of splashes it over their face and just kind of feels the moisture. But for the most part, people are just around the open air temple, their legs crossed, sitting on the ground and praying up towards the moon.
The high priestess that I saw earlier is still there, or has there been like a changing of the guard?
The high priestess is still there, yes. The half-drow woman, she is just kind of weaving her way, excuse me, she's weaving her way through people, and just kind of being a present in case anyone needs her.
Lish just has a sigh. Kind of makes his way over to the pool, does a big old circle around it.
Okay. You walk around the circle. I assume you're being careful of the other people that are along the edge.
Everybody into the fountain. Get out my way, bitches. I need this whole pool. No.
You know who I am.
Move, bitch, get out the way.
I mean, I assume somebody's already in the center meditating, so he'll just find a spot on the side to sit down and fucking try to meditate. Put his little fingies in the water.
And what are you meditating on?
This new information that we found out through the mirror. And he's kind of thinking to himself in the meditation, something along the lines of, are you involved in this? Is that why you won't pick up the phone? Something along those lines, but more respectful.
Okay. Roll a wisdom check.
Not bad. 17.
Okay. So you close your eyes and focus on these thoughts, the vision you saw in the mirror. You put your hands in the water and just feel the coolness of it as it reflects the moon from above. And in your mind, you see the same spire you had seen before, except the land around it isn't as gray and blackened. It seems to be more like a pine forest in a way. And as your vision focuses in, you see yourself among the rest of the wild roses. And something about you all is different. You can't quite put your finger on it. It's like you're there, but something is slightly off, but not necessarily in a bad way. And as you're headed towards this spire, you can see Hawk is in the lead. And he seems to be talking. He is gesturing with his hands. And although you can't hear any words, you get the impression that he is navigating you all towards this tower through the forest.
This is a tower different from kind of the obelisk.
This is the obelisk.
Okay, I see. And can I get a better, is there like there's no mountains, there's no it's is it any the tower itself any way different than in the dream, in the vision?
Looking at it,
Older, younger?
well, I'll tell you what, roll a perception check.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20.
28.
The tower itself, it looks the same as it did in its vision, besides the more liveliness around it. And you realize that there's something about the tower that feels more alive in of itself. It's not as if it's a construct waiting to come alive, but there is life around the tower, whereas there hadn't been when you saw it as the obelisk before.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, looking close, you can see what seems to be something of a town around it in the distance.
Around it? Does the vision let me get closer? Can I try and get closer in the dream? Can I try and like push forward a little bit?
This is simply what you are seeing. And with that, the vision fades. And this whole thing, it felt familiar to you. Like you've had a dream about it before, but you can't quite remember it. You can't quite place it.
Another thing forgotten. He's gonna pull his hand out of the water and rifle through his bags to see if he has anything to leave as a little offering.
All right. Do you leave a smut book for that?
Oh man, that would be pretty funny. I don't really have a lot of fun stuff. He has a bag of snowdrop tea that he got, I think, from the first thing that we got tea from. He'll just take a single little dried snowdrop blossom from that, and he'll leave it on the side of the pool.
All right. And Tobias, what are you doing?
Normally he's not really one to pray or meditate, but he will give it another shot. Just to clarify generally how the meditation stuff works is like you have something in mind when you start doing it, and you either use that as the question, or like do you also ask a vague question as well?
It's not necessarily a question. It's just you're spending time thinking and focusing on one thing and hoping for lack of a better descriptor, inspiration to come to you.
Then he will focus in on the, let me make sure I actually do the correct one. He will focus in on the second piece of information that was given to him by the hat.
All right, let me just pull that up real quick. Make sure I
don't want to
know
like verbalize
what
any
I'm
of it.
talking about.
It'll be answered to number 2.
Yeah. In the meantime, please roll a wisdom check or religion check.
I'll do religion because he has advanced. Actually, I know. I was reading his things. Oh, but that's an intelligence check. I know that he has. It says that he has advantage on religion. But I don't know if that applies here.
What is the advantage for? Does it say?
I'm wondering if it's like. I'm gonna bring up the dam. Come on, buddy. Where the hell did you get this from? Oh, okay. It's advantage to recall information about fae, fiends, or undead.
Okay. Fae, fiends, or undead. This would not apply.
Okay, so it's just a normal one. Normal religion. That'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So you close your eyes and you mimic the movements of Lish and some of the other people praying that you see. You sit with your legs crossed underneath you at the edge of the pool and place your hands in the water with the moon from the open air of the temple shining and reflecting against the water. You close your eyes and you think. And for a while, you think it's not working. You think that you just hear in darkness, and you sitting here like this is pointless until you realize that you can't feel the wetness of the pool on your hands anymore, and that you're somewhere else. And this space is dark, and you get the impression it feels deep underground somewhere. But there's a longing as well. You feel that you want to go outside. You want to see the sky, and you haven't seen it in so long. And you want to see the sun, and you want to fly. You want to spread your wings and feel the air on your feathers, and you haven't in so long. There's a deep loneliness. What do you do?
I imagine it's complete darkness. Is he able to look around? Is he able to?
You're able to move, but it feels very limited to you. The space is small.
Can he mentally try to reach out? Like, see if there's anything or anyone there?
You mentally reach out and you can sense that there is a broader world. You can sense there's sort of a sensation of zooming somewhere south. It's not flying, and you wish it was, but it's not quite there. And you get the sensation that there is someone there. They're far away, and they're young, and they are on their own. And you try to reach out to this person. When you do so, this person is familiar to you, Tobias.
Tobias will reach out to them.
Okay. And you can sense them. You can sort of see the world in glimpses through his eyes. And it's not much. You're not able to see much, but at least you're feeling something other than darkness and loneliness. And as you reach out to this person, it's something. And you feel like when you reach out to him, neither of you are alone anymore. And then you wake up. And you're back in the temple.
I feel like Tobias a vision like that I feel like there's a kind of just mentally at peace. And you might kind of grasp at his heart. Probably tearing up slightly from the vision he saw, but it's not out of sadness as it is of just more like, it feels like some pieces have been put together. Let me see, does Tobias have anything in his inventory he can give? Shit! As a thanks to Saloon with donating to the temple, he could. Would that work?
What?
As a thank you to Saloon for the vision, will she be happy with him donating to the temple?
I mean, that's up to you.
Tobias will whisper a very like genuine thank you for the water and to Saloon. And then he will put, let's see what he got. He's gonna put 5 gold pieces in the donation.
Okay.
Because like that's all he has. Like I can't give anything else other than like a boar hide or like
Just
some
fucking
of his
chuck a bear trap into the pool.
that's all he has. He just has equipment on him. I don't have it. Like I have tarot cards, but like I don't want to like put down one that it's like, oh, that's a fucking insult.
All right.
Well, the boar
So
hide
he'll,
would be personal.
So he will express his genuine gratitude to Saloon, and then he will donate to the temple as a means of giving thank you.
All
He
right.
just doesn't have anything else.
So, what do you guys do from there?
I mean, Lish will just sit there and contemplate for a while until Tobias is done.
Okay.
Lord knows he doesn't have anywhere he needs to be.
Tobias will approach Lish and ask, is there anything else we should potentially look into before turning in for the evening?
Takes a long second to contemplate. No, we should get back.
Tobias will nod his head at that, and I assume the two will head back to the inn for the night.
All right. Drunkards, was there anything that you guys were doing in the absence of the brain cells?
Snuggle City, baby.
I was up. God, I was up making coffee when Hawk apparently got drunk. So what happened?
The alehouse Drake released a bunch of fumes that got everyone in the proximity.
Okay, a second wave of fumes just got him. Okay. So like, the thing with Hawk is interesting because the way I play him, anything that would like hinder his emotional response sort of just shuts him down or like causes him to act weird. So I have no idea what a drunk Hawk would actually be like. I never considered that as being a possibility because I'm gonna let that sit for a while, I guess.
No mouth
while I
with
think
which
about it.
to imbibe alcohol.
The one blessing of being mouthless.
Lucky for you that this is weird magic dragon booze.
Mm-hmm.
Gets in your gears and cracks, and I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of how I was interpreting it.
That's a good idea, actually. His movement would definitely be like impaired in the same way that a drunk person would. Maybe he'd be a little more like conscious of it and therefore freaking out.
You could say he has a few screws loose.
Hey. Yeah, I think like once he realizes what's happening, he's just like, oh gods, oh jeez, and it's like starts trying to awkwardly make his way, like even more robotically than usual, back up to his room.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check.
Oh boy. That's a 10.
You were leaning pretty heavily against that wall, but you're able to make your way upstairs.
He's just gonna like trudge the rest of the way into his room and just like give up and fall onto the bed if no one's in it.
Okay.
Demir has like, she is in cuddle steady and she like starts to drift off and then like sharply sits up like no and tries to get out of cuddle prison. Just like no, can't, no sleep.
Demir, roll a perception check with advantage. So that would just be a straight roll for you since you're...
Yeah, all right. That's about right. Hold on, let me double check that. Perception? Okay, that is a 9.
Something's different about Levy, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Yeah, no sleep. And I'm going to try and crawl over Levy to get out of the bed.
Octopus.
No. Levy, no. La.
Oh, it's a good thing that Toby tucked the two of the drunk people into bed so one could babysit the other. Yeah, no, if she's gonna fight it, Levy's gonna definitely just vice grip.
No, Levy, I can't sleep. Is no sleep.
She's just like, Galligan, I have no words. My caffeine's trying to put me to sleep.
Levy, roll a grapple check. Demir, roll a acrobatics or athletics to break the grapple.
Oh, oh god. I have to find the grapple check thing.
I think it's athletics.
Athletics, okay. Oh boy. Who wants to say their number first?
I mean, it's not hard to
Doesn't
be.
Demir have disadvantage?
Yep, because I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 6! Let's go!
It's a very sloppy mess of limbs on the bed, but Levy, you were able to keep Demir grappled.
I feel like she's rolled over just like on top of Demir to like just like be a dead weight.
Yeah.
And it's just like no.
I can't go to sleep. This Arl's gonna kill me.
What?
I can't go to sleep. Arl's gonna try and kill me again.
Who?
The bitch! That bitch!
That's rude.
Yes, fucking bitch, baby, stupid.
You know, maybe insulting someone that you think is going to kill you isn't going to help the situation.
If she wasn't such a coward, she'd fucking do it. And she'd fucking
Demir?
storm, dreams, nightmares.
Demir, you're not allowed to die.
What?
You're not allowed to die. If anything
I
happened to
already
you,
died.
if anything happened to you, I would have to hunt down whoever killed you, kill them back, and then myself.
You're so good, Leafy.
Good night.
You're such a great friend.
She's just out. She's just. Damn, that ale drink really works. The shit hits.
Samir is sitting there like, you're such a good friend.
She's just snoring.
For me.
She's just fucking snoring. She's a wet fucking noodle right now. Just dead weight. I wager to say that her face is just square in the titties. Just in there. Not a conscious choice, just it's like a pillow.
Yeah. Samir didn't roll very well this time and falls asleep with Titty Girl. She's got a warm blanket on top of her and she passes the fuck out because she's also exhausted.
All right.
Valk is just straight up using Sniv as like a living teddy bear.
Sniv does not care because Sniv is also passed out.
Goose.
For now.
For now.
Aaron, upon putting to bed, like, is around, grabs his backpack, accidentally dumps every single thing out of it, and then just passes out.
Why is Aaron's life such a tragedy? A comedy of errors. On the way back from the inn, I think Lisha's kind of walking a couple paces ahead of Tobias. But then again, Tobias got such long legs, it's not like Tobias is struggling to keep up or anything.
I mean, if he notices Lish purposefully like walking ahead of him, then Tobias will purposefully slow himself down so that he doesn't intrude on
I mean,
space.
Definitely Tobias has noticed throughout this escapade that while he's not like outwardly visibly shaking like he was this morning in anger, he's definitely very cool and has been cool this whole kind of jaunt. Like he's been thinking.
Yeah, Tobias is very aware. Tobias is very aware that Lish is pissed at him.
And I think a little bit into their walk, Lish will kind of sigh a little and kind of turn a bit and start kind of walking backwards to kind of look back at Tobias. Probably more sideways so he doesn't fall the fuck over. And he'll say after kind of a moment of contemplation, looking at Tobias, just being quietly asking him, do you not take me seriously at all?
What? Tobias looks genuinely confused at the question.
Do you take me seriously? Do you listen to what I have to say and take it into account?
I do, yes.
Do you think that I'm a fool when I talk about the Fae?
Gods no. Out of anyone, I'd say you're the most experienced of us here.
Then when I speak of how dangerous hags are, and how dangerous Baba Yaga is, do you think that I just say that because I want to keep you from their power? That I'm hoarding their gifts to myself? That I would keep you from your interests by dissuading you from them?
I know that you've told me the things that you've told me because you're right. Because they are dangerous. Because I'm not as smart as you. I'm not as clever as you.
Lish
can't
cuts him off
navigate
with a
how-
wave of the hand, and he says, "You do not have the experience that I have, Tobias. Any kind of potential deal you could have made could have come with time and age and experience. It's not because you are not clever enough to have figured this out.
I took my promise to you into consideration. And he kind of cuts himself off there.
And yet, due to your lack of experience in these matters, you've potentially put this party and the goals that we are trying to accomplish in jeopardy. I have the distinct impression that it is difficult to know what exactly to think. What did you think? What did you think was going to happen? For now, things have gone off scot-free. It has only been a day. But what happens to Bias? Thelma is not an evil creature, but she is as hags are, out for their own personal gain. I do not necessarily expect that she would ask you to kill somebody in the Wild Roses for her gain. but it could be something of similar tragedy. I'm not trying to berate you. I just am trying to understand. Why did you not feel you could rely on me to help you?
He is not looking Lish in the eyes, and there's like a genuine kind of fear speaking on his face as he looks down at the ground. And he says, because I knew you would say no. Because that would be the smart thing to do.
I'm not your parent, Tobias. I cannot stop you from doing the things that you want to do. Did you not think that there might be a better way, a different way? This was certainly the easy way.
Nowhere else have I gotten the answers that I've been looking for. I don't know what else is out there. Everyone I've asked, everything I've tried to look has given me nothing but the same things, and I don't know what I'm doing.
What do you hope to gain from this?
I don't know.
You must have something that fills you with to push you to do such measures. It must be very worthy, very worthwhile to you. I don't think the Baba Yaga can create any kind of community or family for you. You have that here. You have that right now.
That's not what I'm looking for.
And what do you want, Tobias?
I want. And his voice kind of drops into a whisper as he says, I want to find it.
You want to find... Sorry, I didn't catch the end of it.
I want to find it.
It.
Someone's fire alarm going off.
Uh-oh.
It's fine, it turned off. My curse, this he's careful about how he's saying this. Like he's keeping his voice low, so granted it's nighttime, so there's not a lot of people around, but he's like not wanting to announce that he's a fucking like a third.
I'm a werewolf!
This beast that is inside me, it's not natural. It came from somewhere, and I've learned things about it. The temple earlier, I saw a vision that I am certain was of it. It's trapped somewhere. It's been trapped somewhere for a long time. I don't want to find Baba Yaga. I want to find her Avetix.
Lish has this big sigh. Do you not know what you think you will gain more than what you already have by finding this creature? But if what you say is true, do you not think it is an unworthy thing to seek?
I know it's a dangerous and reckless endeavor. It's one that I swear I'm not going to try and find it on anytime soon. I know I'm nowhere near strong enough to do that. And there are promises that I still need to keep with the party that I want to fulfill. I felt an aching loneliness in that vision. It was one that was very familiar to me.
Lish just kind of nods and takes a moment to think. And he just kind of quirks his mouth slightly. You do know you can say no to me, right?
Tobias just kind of gives him a withering look. It's hard to say no to someone like you.
Well, certainly it is. But I think you have it in you. Next time, bring me along. Let me help you. I could have gotten you a far better deal with the same information. I got information about Poet for a stick.
I'm sorry.
I don't like that this deal of yours puts my promises at odds with one another. That is where my concern lies. Yes, no more deals, if we can help it.
I won't make any more deals.
Don't promise that to me unless you mean it.
I specifically made sure that I would not give up any piece of myself when I made those deals.
I'm glad.
I have every intent on keeping the promises that I make. And I won't let my fuck-ups ruin everything else.
Your fuck-ups are our fuck-ups. It is what it means to work in a group.
I suppose.
Lish
I
is,
feel. Oh God.
Lish is just gonna kind of put his elbow into Tobias's elbow and kind of stop walking backwards and start kind of walking forwards next to him.
I truly am sorry for not doing the right thing.
There is no right or wrong, Tobias. This is the beauty of a deal. There are only consequences. And we will see what, if any, there are. Who knows?
Well, I did tell her she can't send me on any quests that results in me dying, so honestly, I can say I've been through worse.
Hopefully, she will not ask you for another daughter.
If she fucking asks me to get mauled by a bear, there will be words.
You've already been mauled by a bear in the past. How could it trump that experience?
Exactly.
Lish will kind of reach and squeeze Tobias's arm. Just kind of look down at the ground for a second before floating this. Are you going to forgive Demir anytime soon?
Forgive her about what? Did we get something? Demi's mad at me.
How is she mad at you?
I mean, there's a list.
Oh, really? I'd love to hear it if we have a bit of time here as we're walking.
Oh, well, I got her killed. That's I think the top.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently lied about it.
Mm-hmm.
That was not very good. I tried to flee as a panic response. That was also not very ideal.
Okay.
I wasn't keen on her trying to speak to me immediately afterwards. So
well, that last
logically
one sounds like something to forgive Demir for, not something that she's mad at you for. So
I don't know. I feel that's more my fault than hers. So logically speaking, there's a sizable list of things I have done.
uh-huh. Do you think that she hates Valk?
Well, Valk is useful. It's understandable that Demir would want to keep her around.
Darling, you turn into a giant bear. How is that not useful? If we're talking use. I have things that I could say about use as well, but I'm gonna fade to black on that point. But
You're a fucking skyscraper.
you can cover a girl.
You can be the cover girl.
Here in my head, I was like,
why
we're
are
talking
Lish
about-
and Tobias suddenly like a 20s radio?
Where you going, darling?
A 20s male hooker.
I would not put it past Mackenzie to draw Tobias as like a 20s electro swing style kind of like spokesman.
Maybe he's bored with it.
Yeah.
Fucking you with a terrible bear attack.
There's my story as a werewolf. But I was just gonna say, like, my mind was going like, if we're gonna talk about useless, let's talk about the robot that can only arch and misses half the time.
Anyways, back to the thing. I think
Not that
Lish,
we're talking use.
Tobias just kind of shakes his head and goes, I don't know what you mean by me forgiving Demir, because there's nothing to forgive. She hasn't wronged me.
You flinch every time she touches you. Even when she gets close to you. She cares about you, mad or not. Even when I was in the pits, we still doted in our own way.
I just don't feel I've earned my place back yet.
Tobias, I think if it was up to you, you would never feel that way.
He almost looks like he's gonna argue. And then he kind of reconsiders and he's like,
Besides, you know who Demir is. If you want her to forgive you, playing hard to get isn't exactly going to, well, you're already in her heart. It's not going to worm your way back into her heart, but
I'm not playing hard to get, I'm showing restraint. There's a difference.
he kind of Lish raises an eyebrow at that.
I don't wish to cause her harm again.
I don't think that you giving her a hug is going to hurt her. And it could go a long way. Well, yeah, when she's at 1 hit point, maybe. But...
I was about to say, are you sure about that? Are you really sure?
Look. And I think it would go a long way.
Tobias just kind of has like a resigned sigh to him.
Oh, is that such a hardship, you think? To love and show love to a beautiful girl who cares a lot about you. Despite all the terrible things you've done.
Usurping her agency and getting her fucking killed by a cursed sword. I feel that's a pretty major thing.
If you hadn't done it, Tobias, or more specifically, if you hadn't stood there and watched as Valk did it, I or someone else would have. It was an inevitability. And
can any of you people just let me be mad at myself in peace?
No. We were just at the baths of Saloon, and now it's bath therapy time. Get it?
No, sorry. Only self-esteem on the menu tonight, boys.
Fine. I suppose I'll try to forgive myself. Is that what we're going for here?
I think you should start there.
Any other recommendations you have for me?
Oh, hundreds, thousands, I'm sure.
Oh gosh. That's a good thing you're stuck with me then. You have all the time in the world to tell them to me.
Is that a promise?
Yes. how possible. I think I'd even be willing to make it back. Ooh, the music just got on.
Da-da-da. Lish just kind of smiles at that, and I think they can just probably walk in comfortable silence.
Yep.
All right. So you guys eventually make your way back to the inn. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by Lars's memes.
Sorry.
And do you head to bed, or do you find other ways to occupy your time, such as books?
I think Lish will make sure Tobias gets where he needs to go.
Okay. All right. So the night passes uneventfully, and you all come to consciousness in the morning, more or less refreshed. Some of you hungover. The day is yours.
Do I get a full rest?
You
Long
do,
rest? Okay, cool. Just needed to check.
for the moment.
Does that recover the level of exhaustion?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool.
It's at this point, cuddled up with Levy on the bed, you realize more firmly that there is something different about her. Especially since she's laying directly on top of you.
Demir kind of she's hungover. She got really drunk the night before. Just kind of like bats around on the bed until she finds Levy's head. And just like, Levy. Are you awake?
Here comes the consequences of my actions.
Now that's gonna be more later.
Was it? What's going on?
Sorry, what did you just say?
What's going on?
Hungover. Why?
Yeah, you feel. You look different. You look different.
Huh?
Hang on. Demir is going to root around in her bag a little and see if I think I have a water thingy, a water skin. I hope it's full because I'm going to drink from it. Or at least try to.
Sure. Let's say that.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a long ass drink where I probably drain most of the water skin and then pull back. You look different.
How so? Felix is terrible at this. I'm so sorry.
It's okay because Demir is like staring at her like I know something's different. Is something different? Did I give you a makeover last night? No, you're not.
I won't lie to
telling me
you.
that.
I don't remember much.
Okay. You want to get breakfast? Let's get breakfast. Demir is just going to start trying to untangle herself and like throw on like something that's at least like presentable to go downstairs in. Probably throws a scarf over her head and like wraps herself in her robe and just like, come on, let's go get breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And Demir is going to go downstairs, and I hope that they have good hangover food here.
Levy, just because she's fucking hungover, it like rolls over for like 5 more minutes after Demir leaves and then gets up.
They've got for breakfast bacon and egg sandwiches, omelets, bloodhawk eggs, and bacon stuffed bread.
Oh my god.
She's
Okay.
Oh my god.
We're going to get the bacon and egg sandwiches because that's greasy. And
Those are 3 silver pieces each.
okay, and a bacon loaf.
5 silver pieces.
Okay, so that's 6. Okay, I'm going to give them a gold piece and a silver piece. I think that's enough.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she's going to sit down at a table. Oh, is there coffee?
Yes, I believe so. Hold on. Yeah.
Levy eventually.
5 copper pieces for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, Tamir is going to get a cup of coffee. And then sit there and drink the coffee while waiting for Levy to come downstairs, if she will, but
Oh yeah, like she comes downstairs and she's like fully dressed, but she's trying really fucking hard to like finger comb out her hair. I feel like it's not really working. There's like still drool on the side of her face. Like she's she's only like half put together.
She's working
Oh.
on it.
Levy, come here. And Tamir is going to sit her down and start like combing her fingers through her hair and like stop for a minute and then hang on. She's going to go back upstairs, like rifle around until she finds Licia's bag. Reach in, pull out the little jewelry box, rifle around in it until she finds the comb, put the jewelry box, close the jewelry box, and then come downstairs and start brushing out Levy's hair.
All right.
As you're starting getting brushing, you just hear a thump, a groan, a door open, and just thunk, 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 thunk on the stairs. And emerging, just hair everywhere, with the worst bedhead you've ever seen, and just a glare of death on her face, Valk emerges. And just slaps money on the counter and goes, food.
Do you want something a little more substantial, or do you want something breakfast?
Yes.
All right. How much gold do you slap down?
Like 3 gold.
Okay. Let's see. Let's get you something good for that.
Finally, a worthy breakfast. My mealtime will be legendary.
The barkeep ends up coming out after a little while with buffalo ribeye, crocodile steak, and baked goose breast.
Perfect. At which point, Valk just kind of leans over and starts methodically working through all of it. After
Alright.
giving a nod to the barkeep.
Look.
Just staring.
Come here.
Hungover beckoning.
Come here.
Come be like hungover with a.
At which point she scoops up her foods, walks over, sets it down, and just methodically eats the food.
Demir is going to sit on Valk's lap and brush her hair for her too.
Was about to say if Valk sat next to Levy, she was gonna do the tired, boneless because Valk is a brick shit house. She's a brick house.
Once Demir has finished brushing both the ladies' hairs, she's going to put the comb back in its little fine embroidery case, and
Levy makes a grabby hand for it. You too.
Oh, it's fine. I got it.
But please.
Those titties are real.
Oh my god.
Valk just looks down and goes, "Thank you."
I would hope so. I fought tooth and nail to be allowed to row these for year. What? What do you mean they're real? I've had them.
No, you didn't.
Go ahead, do the insight check.
Yeah. That's a 2. So that's a 4. Demir is pretty sure. Maybe
I mean,
always
you would
have the
have
titty.
advantage because like Levy was on you last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, finally a good roll. That's a 21.
I would like to establish that Levy was indeed a part of the itty bitty titty committee beforehand. Thank you.
That is true. She did have titties.
They were there.
They were
And she's
there.
not lying. She did fight tooth and nail for years to get them. What's that second roll?
That's a 21.
My total's 22.
Oh shit! Demir looks at Levy, looks back at her coffee, looks at Levy again, and then picks up her coffee and like just God, stupid weak fucking ignores her fucking coffee.
Levy's tiny, right?
I mean, she's like 5'9", I think I made her. Let me double check that real quick. Fucking.
If it is 5'9", it's about as tall as me.
No, she's
IRL.
5'8". She's 5'8".
Oh,
So she's
So-
like 2 inches shorter than actual me. Then for just
Val's
visual
just
reference, I
kinda-
guess.
she's about as
mumbling
tall
up-
as me.
Okay.
That is a much better
Mumble-
metric.
Valk's mumbling about puberty as she's just methodically eating her steaks.
What the fuck? Wait, does Valk know about Levy's genderisms?
One, you were Donald ducking it at the pool.
That's true.
And two, Valk doesn't know how humans work.
Fair.
She's never had the talk.
I feel like
Never
Is it Valk?
engaged with people.
She's a holy woman.
I guess that's a better explanation because aren't ASMR still technically half human?
She did not have a standard childhood.
I love Valk
Fair.
so much. So
Also,
much.
she knows that you're not standard human either, so like she has wings coming out of her head. She doesn't know how shit works. She molted during puberty.
Ew.
Oof, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well then, on that note,
Demir kind of hesitates for a long moment and then pushes the comb over to Levy on the table.
fuck yeah. Gently combing the curly hair. Gently. Gently.
Right.
From the end up to the root. Just she knows. She knows. She has long hair.
Give her an afro.
No, like it's
Yeah.
You know what? Sure, why not? Like she knows how to comb out hair that doesn't want to be combed because she has long hair and she has for a while. It's bound to eat itself at some point.
Demir just like sitting there and like Levy combing her hair, just like honestly very much looks like she's disassociating a little bit.
She's just like also she'll like try and make it look like it usually does, like neat, nice, and like do the curls around her finger thing. She's doing her best.
Niv
Make it neat.
wanders downstairs and you see like a little hand like reach up and start reaching for pieces of your steak, Valk. Just doing the like under the table.
At which
Yeah.
point, Val just picks up Sniff, sets him in a chair, and pushes a plate over for him that he's like halfway. She's already like halfway.
Yeah, he just like starts like shoveling food into his mouth.
Should I give the monster coffee?
Do you want to see Sniff with coffee?
No.
So I slide the plate over, and then I slide my coffee back away from him.
Okay. All right.
When Levy is done with Demir's hair, she's going to take the comb back and kind of turn it over in her hands a little nervously. I shouldn't have this.
Huh?
I think this was a mistake.
What is sorry?
Nothing. Nothing. It's I hadn't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Zamir just very puts it back and puts it away.
My turn. Insight check.
Roll an insight check. Demir, roll deception.
Oh Jesus. Oh no, Jerry, don't fail me now.
Olive doesn't roll an insight check. She just arm thunk and leans over at Demir, and I roll an intimidation check.
I also got a 14.
14. Demir.
17.
27.
You bitch!
Fucking farts.
Unbelievable! Why did you make her the queen of lies?
Zamir just like looks over at Volk like, do you have to be so loud this early and when we're all hungover?
She just, what? I'm assuming there's like fries or something with the steaks at some point, some
Yeah,
sort of side.
Sure. Why not?
She just picks up a vegetable side and just kind of feeds it to Demir.
No! Zamir just very indignantly. So rude. And Zamir is going to take her breakfast sandwich and like leave the shitty coffee behind and go upstairs.
All right. You head upstairs. Lish is there looking at his tourist map.
Oh.
Zamir is going to put the comb at the bottom of the basket. In fact, she's going to dig out the contents of the little box she has and kind of dig it out, and then she's going to put the comb in there, and she's going to like kind of as she's unwrapping it, there's a little like chunk of ivory thing that falls out of her stuff, and she's going to pick it up and look at it, and it's like it looks like it may have been trying to be something, like it was carved with intention. It's really hard to tell what it actually is, and Demir's just like frustrated seeing the comb, and she's going to throw them both in the bottom of the box and throw her scarf on top of it and throw all the other stuff on top and just like slam it into Lish's bag of holding and sit there and just like fume for a minute.
I've been imagining Lish just upstairs still with like the different city maps that they have spread out on the bed. He's been like trying to see if there's a city that they've been to that has a temple to Mistra in there. He's just like squinting at fine print. And he just like looks up every time she comes into the room and is just like watching the hungover antics.
Tobias just unhelpfully, even though he thinks he might be helpful, points. I think there might be one in Royas. The obvious answer, obviously.
It's like, well, there's a lot of temples there. I don't know. There might be.
Yeah.
It's not the direction we're going, but something to think about. Watches Demir as she comes in and throws stuff around. Is everything all right?
I don't know. Levy is different, and Volk is shoving potatoes in my face, and I'm so.
You cut out there.
You
a
cut
little
out
bit.
pretty badly there, yeah.
Did you hear? Levy is different. Volk shoved a
It's
potato
when
in
your
my
voice
face.
got like at its slout and its peak that
It
your
was the
microphone
peak.
just went.
The
Sorry,
microphone peaked
sorry.
a little.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
good. It's good. We just want to know what you're saying.
Yeah. So basically she said, Levy is different. Volk shoved the potato in my face. And are we leaving now?
Shortly, I'm sure. Lish will kind of stack the maps up a little bit and kind of shift over to where she is.
I want to say that at this point, Hawk's definitely awake, and he sort of just like lurches in view of the door frame, like, why are we yelling?
We're not yelling! Demir yells.
You're yelling. You're definitely yelling.
Lish is just like kind of gently shushing her a little bit and like taking her hands.
It's fine.
It is fine, unless something is wrong. Are you feeling well? A little too much dragon liquor last night.
Hawk sort of like rights himself in the doorway.
I'm fine. This inn is great. It's free liquor right in the air. Where is that dragon? I want one.
I would imagine they're a little hard to come by.
Lish pats her hand like, I'm sure we can get one once we're home.
Yeah, put one in your house and leave it with the 10-year-olds. That'll go
If
great.
we get one for the tragedy house, I'm staying either upstairs or upwind from it at all times.
Wrong home, Lish was thinking of, but I like your thought process of getting the children drunk.
Oh, I know which home you were thinking of. I wanted to make a joke.
The Fae back home never seen shit like this.
Well,
The Fae back home have seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Is everybody up? Looks at Hawk. Is everybody up?
Barely.
Tobias hasn't gotten up yet.
Aaron's not
Yeah.
awake yet.
Aaron.
Tobias is awake. I had him point at the Royas of the map and
Aaron's the only one
try
that's
to be
asleep at this
helpful and
point.
say,
then.
"Oh, I think there's a temple there."
Tobias is very helpful.
Valkyria and Levy are downstairs, I don't know where Aaron is.
Asleep, probably.
That boy's been sleeping like a rock since we got to town. Perhaps we should
Did
plan
you go to
on...
the temple
We went to the temple.
without me?
Darling, you were in no state to go walking through the dark streets, even with my protection.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
I did
did you see?
something.
Did you get anything?
Yes,
Yeah?
I did. I saw, well, perhaps we should wake everybody and gather everyone so I don't have to repeat myself.
Oh, it was that important then.
You were very important in it.
Hawk?
Is
Me?
Hawk hungover? Is his robot body?
He's like a little like unsteady, but his voice is fine.
Huh. Lish notices that, I'm sure.
No, he does. Mr. 14 passive definitely notices that. It's higher than 14, isn't it?
My
It's
passive
18.
is higher than yeah. My passive is 22.
Yeah, no, he definitely
What the
notices.
fuck?
It's a problem.
You can ask.
He'll rub Demir's back and start to kind of get out of bed and get him ready for the day. We should probably look to heading out.
Right.
I wanted to go to the temple.
Darling, I am certain that we will go back to some temple of Saloon. And I assure you that our first escapade there earlier yesterday was no more as exciting as when we went later in the day.
The coffee here is stiff.
I'm certain we can find you something better.
It's bland. It's bitter. It's not strong.
But it didn't let her see through Levy's partial lies.
Lish is gonna get everybody gathering downstairs and wake up. He's gonna kick down Aaron's door. Look, you dead in there.
And just groans.
We're gathering downstairs.
Lish,
Downstairs.
Lish, is that you?
Walk towards the light, my dear.
Aaron sits like bolt upright, but he is too hungover to like balance. So he just gets up and then just like starts leaning to the side. Has to catch himself a little bit. Lish,
Lish will walk over to where he is.
Lish, I don't know what happened, but I feel like I'm hungover, and I didn't or don't. I don't know what happened.
It was in the air, darling.
I think it was the dragon.
Okay, so I didn't do anything I've promised I won't.
You didn't imbibe as far as I saw.
Okay. Because you know I wouldn't, right? You trust me.
You said
Don't you,
wouldn't.
Lish? Okay. I trust you.
Lish just kind of ruffles Aaron's hair a little bit.
Demir has like kind of she followed Lish out and has been like kind of over his shoulder, and she's going to go over to the other side of Aaron and give him a rub on the back.
Aw. And I think Aaron's gonna notice that he dumped all of his stuff out last night. It's like, guys, can you help me clean this up?
Lish will send the pixies to do it.
Might as well help him pick his stuff
You
up.
see all three pixies grab one thing and like all start trying to pull on it, and they're not getting too far.
Hey, look, if they can fly a battle axe for miles.
It
I
took
think
them
they
a while,
can-
you recall.
It did. It took days, but I mean that's still pretty burly little swool.
Yeah. Also, you know, they did roll for drunkenness.
Oh, did I didn't even
Oh,
think
God.
about that.
Oh no!
Are they hungover?
This is bad.
2 out of 3 of them are hungover.
Oh.
Little babies can't hold their.
They're doing their best.
When they fly, they kind of teeter.
Yeah. Gree and Bright Mellow are the ones that are out of it.
Good for them. They deserve
For them.
Oh, hang on. Kitty bastard hours.
Can Aaron walk downstairs or?
He can walk. He's grabbing things as he's moving, but he can move. How did I ever put up with this?
What?
Being hungover. This is the worst. I want to die.
It's the penitence for a good time.
Well, hope I had a great one last night. He's gonna roll his eyes.
Fox just left the door frame. Should I go get some water for everyone?
Hawk,
Pretty
you
sure
are
all
an
we did
angel.
was sleep.
What did Aaron say?
Hawk, you are an angel.
I think technically you're more fitting of that descriptor than I am. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm going to go get some water, and then he just like meanders his way downstairs.
How are you gonna drink it?
Not for him.
Just dumps it over his own head. This will help.
It's not for
This
him.
will fix me.
No,
Opens
it's not for him. He's thinking like clearly this was a terrible idea. I'm gonna go get some glasses of water for everyone else who can drink to maybe speed that along, hopefully.
Well, we could always polymorph Hawk.
Well, if Hawk
Technically, it doesn't actually work, but in his mind, it's like, I mean, this is the one thing I could do about this, so sure.
If Hawk isn't an angel, technically, he sure is a saint.
I'll take that.
Demir is just going to sit with Aaron as he's getting his stuff together, and then she will go down with him. But
Once everybody's gathered, Lish will tell everybody about what he saw at the pool. Big obelisk, not as old as it was before, and now this time it has trees. And Hawk was there, and he was able to show us the way to the tower. So I don't know if Hawk happens to know anything about that.
Well,
Hawk, were you the tower wizard in a previous time?
if I was, I'd be a lot better at magic than I am.
You're
I know I'm displaced. I've made that clear, I think, but Hawk like racks his brain, tries to remember anything about seeing the tower in person.
Your creator was a magic user, not just a tinker, yes?
An artificer, yes.
Right.
That's different than a wizard.
Not by much.
I don't think that he would be involved in.
Do you know if there's a tower in wherever it was that he lives?
Yes, the Turning Spire, the wizard tower I mentioned yesterday. It's just off the coast of where we lived.
What does it look like? Can
Is
you
it
draw
within view of the village?
Yes.
It's
a
an
village,
enormous
I mean.
tower, so it's in view from most of that area of the continent.
Can we try and get Hawk to draw this tower?
Hawk, why don't you roll a history check?
All right. Should I do performance after for the drawing?
Sure.
That's a 4 on history.
Okay.
I did like a best of 7 between this die and the other one, and this one won. It's failing me now.
Okay, great. You can roll disadvantage for the drawing because you've never seen it in person. And you're having a hard time remembering anything about it this morning.
That is a 7 minus 1, so 6. It's like I want to say that
your drawing is vaguely dick-shaped.
wait,
in an
I
effort
got
to
it.
draw the
I got it.
tower.
He's like, right, so like it's a big old tower, right? And then there's like a bunch of trees at the bottom. It's kind of like that.
As Hawk draws it more and more, Tobias looks at it and they just slowly just kind of like looks away in disappointment and just like considers whether or not he should say anything.
I'm going to be honest. I love you all like as friends, but you should never expect me to draw anything good.
Penis.
I advise.
What?
never
Levy's
draw
like
a spire
chuckling
again.
behind her hand. No, it's lovely.
Hawk, I'm telling this to you as a friend. It is wise to not try to draw any towers or spires in your future. Perhaps
Why
even
not?
now.
What's wrong with it?
Tobias just leans into Hawk, like, to whisper to him, "It looks like a dick."
Oh,
But it was a good try, though. It was a good try.
fair enough. Well, anyway, yes. Penises notwithstanding,
It doesn't
there is a
really
tower in that
resemble-
area. That was our goal last I checked. Past poet, and whatever business I might have.
Well, based upon Lish's vision, after we find Poet, of course, there's the interest of potentially finding the father. But my
Yes.
suspicions is, while it's not 100% certain, the fact that you were one of the more important actors in the vision, I'm curious to see if it's the tower that is in the town that your father's at.
That's our
Because
operating
Lish, you
theory, at
described
least.
the obelisk being gray and blackened and like devoid of life, correct?
Yeah. Lish'll try and draw his own version next to the Dick and Balls version
Yeah.
and see how they match up.
In the vision, the tower looked the same generally looked relatively newer, but it looked more lively in your second one. Like you did not see the forest that you and the Wild Roses and Volk had been traveling through in your first vision.
Yeah, I mean, how close of a difference kind of is it between the artist renditions?
I mean, there was also, didn't Lish draw a image of the tower to show Demir?
I mean, it's definitely the same tower. It's just the landscape around it was different, and it seemed more dead when you looked at it in the mirror.
Okay.
There's something strange and arcane going on with that tower that I think is rooted in what is going on across the plains.
Could also be that something could happen at that tower. Because I remember last night when you asked the barkeep about temples to Mistyar, or Mistra.
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 Like, Mistra.
Mistra?
Yeah.
Misty truck.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, Mistra.
And it doesn't matter too much. Go on.
He responded weirdly, or his reaction appeared odd.
There may well have been one here, but no longer in this pocket of time.
I'm wondering if it might be, if that is the case, and if we are able to go to other towns that have or should have temples of Mistra in them, and they aren't there. It's a similar issue to the one of that spot that we found in Opius, where the building was originally there but is now gone.
It wasn't just the building, though. The barkeep couldn't remember the god themselves until we mentioned them.
Roll an intelligence check, Tobias.
Oh, baby.
This is within earshot of the rest of the party, yeah? Because we're still gathered? Or...
Yeah, this
okay.
Tobias is just spitting theories.
Tobias, Zane, when we were in Opius, there was a temple to Mystica, but it was gone. I remember when we were in Opius before, there was a temple, and when we came back, it was gone. And I think
Was it that building that we had? Because when we asked some of the locals, none of them remembered what was there. Do you think it was that spot?
Yes, I think it was.
Tobias also rolled an 11 on intelligence.
Yeah, you feel like you remember the building that was there before. Just a little bit. You remember that there was a building before, and there's something about the stones that were making it up, that were black and shining, and it looked magical in and of themselves, but you can't remember anything specific about it. You didn't ever really pay too much attention.
Can I roll to try and remember that building?
You did not see the creature, unfortunately.
Well, I didn't see the creature.
Yeah.
But the
So
building, I mean, they pointed out the building. when they saw the creature or the space they're in.
I'll tell you what, you can roll an intelligence check for it, but it would be a higher DC.
Okay. My int's not my best stat.
And didn't when the chickens found a shrine when we were coming to Roy, the magical chickens.
That was
Yes.
outside of Uvila.
Oh, Uvila. In
There was that
Uvila,
old shrine. And it started to imbue them with magic properties. One of them sent me to fucking space.
Yes.
Remember that chicken.
One of them stuck to my hands, and another one turned into an octopus, I think.
I think that was a shrine to Mithra.
Yep, it was an old ruined shrine.
Do you wonder if it's still there?
The shrine?
Yes. It's to the west and not to the east at this point, but if we ever head back in that direction, it might be worth stopping by to check out.
I got a 12.
12? You vaguely remember a building being there.
Why would the temples to a goddess be disappearing?
Could you... That vision that you and Lish saw, what was in it again?
There was the obelisk, your tower, and there was the symbol of Miska. The stars inside her symbol dimmed and faded away, and
The stars
the eye
became
crumbled to
one.
pieces. The eyes crumbled to pieces, and then the stars came down, splitting into 7.
And this was when you were asking about the cause behind all these time distortions, wasn't it? From what
I
remember.
asked how to stop it.
So, if you asked how to stop the distortions and saw that, the obelisk that we think might be the turning spire, and the symbol of this very goddess who seems to be losing temples left and right, it doesn't seem like that far-fetched of an idea to say that that might be linked.
And the gods are scared.
The gods are scared.
Something could have happened to the goddess of magic.
She could have fled, or maybe if
It looks like something. With how the building Opius was, where there was a building there and now it was ruined or gone, no one could remember. It was as if something is actively trying to erase her, if we continue on this theory.
She is either trying to hide herself or has been otherwise consumed.
I'd be leaning more towards the latter theory, because the mages that used to live in the tower had disappeared. You hadn't heard hide nor hair from any of them, and that's why the entire eastern edge of the continent fell into disarray.
How long have the mages been missing?
I'm not entirely sure on that front. Remember that I'm technically not supposed to have been made yet.
Speaking of that, could whatever be happening to Mistra not have happened yet?
It's possible, but if the distortions are already happening, then clearly Whether she had been caught in something or not by now doesn't matter.
But could be depending on how time works, because we've met pockets of time where things are further ahead or farther behind.
True. Ugh, the whole affair makes my head hurt. I don't even have a head to hurt.
I say after we find Poet, we should head to the spire.
Well,
Be an interesting thing to look at.
At the very least, just to see.
well, the one objection I have to that is that I might have business in Legacy Quarry. Remember when we first met Valkyria in the Unclaimed Lands? She had a vision when I asked about my father, and it led her to the mountains in Legacy Quarry, where we're heading now.
Close to the border peaks, not in them. The border peaks is where the Forgotten Grove is, between Aera and Legacy Quarry. The
So like,
vision that Valk got, you get the impression that the Forgotten Grove is somewhere around here.
Right.
The vision that Valk had pointed towards the hills south of Legacy Quarry. Here.
right. So it's in
And
the other
then the
direction.
turning
from the
spire
first
is over here.
I have a potential idea. Lish and Demi, you said you went to that museum. The mirror allows 3 questions per day. Would it, if we asked, since it's a new day, if we asked, what does the Twisted Spire look like right now?
Turning spire.
Or
Turning
Turning Spire. What does the Turning Spire look like right now? Could it potentially show us, and we could confirm what state it's in currently before we head out to find Poet, and then depending on how it looks, we can go to Legacy Quarry and whatnot.
Perhaps the
That-
store owner, though, was reluctant to even let us have Demir look. It took quite a bit of convincing.
I'm sure I could convince him more.
We
certainly
also
could.
have
That would
6 more people he hasn't met yet.
I'm not sure if that would dissuade him or encourage him, but surely something as important as finding out why the prime material plane is unraveling could warrant another look from him.
I think it is
If-
certainly a useful tool, but it would be remiss if we didn't try.
At the very least, we can use it just to confirm kind of what state the tower is in. Is it in? Does it look as how it was in Lish's second vision, or is it already approaching how it looked in the first vision?
Perhaps the
it might
state of-
display. It might sorely display what state the tower is in relative to our the time period, though. And who knows what it would be if as we were moving there. Even disregarding the time spent recovering Poet.
That is true, and that is the downside to it. Is while we confirm its state now, who knows if it just suddenly changes while we have no means of confirming it.
Perhaps the mirror. Perhaps the state of the goddess might be more informative than the state of the tower.
That is true.
Could be.
That
Whatever
might be a
way,
better bet.
whatever way we go, I would still like to go to where Valkyria's vision led her, but if my own personal pursuits would get in the way of this, I'm not sure if I want to. Yeah.
Will it be in the neighborhood?
I
Opposite
don't
direction
imagine
than
it
we were
would.
going, but
I'm kind of inclined to agree with Hawk. Judging by Hawk's construction, his father was a powerful magic user who is known to operate in the eastern country. The name that I cannot remember because my brain is shut. Island. Because my brain is shot today.
nah, it's okay.
At which point, depending upon where he is on his personal timeline, he might know more about the tower that is our ultimate destination. And information is too thin and too valuable to not run down our options.
True. If we can meet him, then I'm sure he would help. Or at least be helpful.
I'm sure we can certainly meet him.
And that sounds like a plan.
So we rescue
forward?
Levy's cousin and then we try and find my father?
Sounds like it.
Shall we be off then?
We've got all our maps and stuff, right?
Are we ready?
Everybody have winter clothing that needs it and shit, and have all the supplies.
I think
that
I
they
still
need?
need. I
No.
think I still need a set of winter clothing. I don't want to
Yes,
freeze
not
up,
bad.
literally, like I
think
did.
We could
north.
say that all that shopping happened. Yes.
We can have that off screen, so to say.
Yeah.
We
Because
spent enough time in Avetix, as beautiful as it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, if everyone's all good.
We
then.
can say you dropped by the Mountaineers destination real quick.
Just let me know how much gold. Just let me know how much money I have to dock off my wallet.
Yeah, I'll look it up later.
Cool.
But for now, unless anyone has anything pressing,
Before we go, Demir does want to stop by the hag. It's the third day. She said that she would wait. Right?
Also, we should probably visit the mirror and see if we can't get more information before we head out.
It is about session closing times.
Yeah.
okay.
Demir just she's just like she just wants to say goodbye, basically.
Okay.
And we don't have to do that this session either if we want to stop.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it's about noon, and I know peeps have things they want to do during the day. I do have a question though. Demir, are you intending on going to the hag alone or with everyone?
She doesn't have a preference.
At least take
she
the
just-
husband. He'll get on your case if you don't.
Demir just I wanted to stop by Azoma. She stayed for us, and I don't think we should go without acknowledging that.
Yes, that is a good idea.
You did. If I remember the rules correctly, gifts are allowed with no repercussions, right? You could always just bring her a small something.
Like what?
I wouldn't know, but surely you have ideas. Wouldn't have to be anything valuable, I would think.
I say just tell her, just drop by, say we're heading out. We appreciate you sticking around. Leave it at that.
Probably the wiser idea.
That was all I intended to do.
All right.
All right. So as you start to make your way out of the walls of the city towards where Ashelma and her little family are had their tent set up. We'll call there for the week, and we can pick up next time.
It is very cute that Peak is like little hag assistant. Like
I love her so
It's very
much.
cute.
Like,
Thanks, y'all.
there's this goblin wandering around, and his Helma has a soft spot for children. And this said child wants to learn how to read tarot cards.
It writes
So-
itself. Who knows? Maybe we'll see her on the road again sometime. Peak specifically.
Alright.
Anyway,
Thank
thanks
y'all
for playing.
Thanks for
so
hanging,
much.
everyone. Great
Thank
session as
you.
always.
Ooh,
Have a good one.
God.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, so fun.